Frankly, I hate to say it, our country is going to hell, and we're not going to let it happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2016 will be as bad as the Great Depression.
But we have to put our money where our mouths are. And we can only realize the promise of this institution's founding to replace the ravages of war with cooperation if powerful nations, like my own, accept constraints. Sometimes I'm criticized in my own country for professing a belief in international norms and multilateral institutions, but I am convinced that in the long run, giving up some freedom of action, not giving up our ability to protect ourselves or pursue our core interests, but binding ourselves to international rules over the long term enhances our security. And I think
as relations between Russia and the US disintegrating as a result of the escalating proxy war in Syria, we have the missile defense shields active on both sides. When we have German, Finnish and Czech Republic governments warning its citizens to stock up on food, medicine and other essential supplies for at least 10 to 30 days. Why do you think that 40 million people in Russia and some 200,000 professional rescue units with 50,000 vehicles are taking part in the biggest drill? Why Russians are training to go to bunkers during October 4th to October 7th? 40 million people who live in Russia, including all levels of the Russian government apparatus, will take part in a civil defense emergency evacuation drill. While the Russian ministry does not specify what kind of man-caused disaster it envisions, it would have to be a substantial one for 40 million Russians to take part in the emergency preparedness drill. Reading the guidelines of the drill, we can get a rather good idea of just what it is that Russia is preparing for. The civil defense team will be responsible for disasters and fires, as well as the drill of radiation, chemical and biological protection. It is clear that Russia is about to hold its biggest nuclear war drill since the end of the Cold War.
What about the option of controlling the airspace so that barrel bombs cannot be dropped?
All the options.
What do you think of that option, sir?
Right now, Senator, for us to control all of the airspace in Syria would require us to go to war against Syria and Russia. That's a pretty fundamental decision that certainly I'm not going to make.
Why people never believe that war between the United States and Russia is coming until it is too late? Why we have so many government officials and so many experts warning us that something huge is coming our way, but they would not tell us what it is? For those people who watched my previous videos on this topic, it is clear that scenario number 2 is unfolding in front of everyone's eyes. I showed you in my previous video what is going to start happening after the Russian election. Putin's backed political party won the Russian election. Putin won against the Illuminati in Russia. That means scenario number 2 will start unfolding. Putin has crossed the red line. What does that mean? In this video I will show you 2 things that will change this world forever, starting from today. All those unusual military drills and training for martial law inside the US, in Russia and in China. All this crazy talk about a Deutsche Bank collapse. This month alone we have the second biggest bank in Germany to cut 10,000 jobs. We have the biggest bank in Netherlands to cut nearly 10,000 jobs. In Netherlands, this multinational banking corporation ING has announced plans to cut nearly 7,000 jobs. A sharp fall in stock markets, plummeting oil prices, economic slowdown in China, Brazil and Russia, escalating political tensions in Syria, in the South China Sea and Russia, all this information is pointing at two key things. The first thing that will change this world forever is that Putin's backed political party has won the Russian election. What does that mean? What will be the next step made by Putin and his people? As I told you in my previous video, that the privatization of Russian assets, which belong to so-called Russian oligarchs who live in London and in the United States, has begun. All those oligarchs were put in Russian top business and political positions by the US and UK elite to extract all the wealth and natural resources from Russian economy and to control the Russian central bank. Putin has crossed the red line. The privatization has started in Russia. There is no way back. Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev said that Rosneft and Bashneft oil and gas companies, the Alrosa, a group of diamond mining companies, VTB Bank, as well as the Sovcomflot petroleum and gas shipping company are among the many companies to be privatized in 2016. First Deputy Prime Minister said that Russia has started privatization of 19.5% of shares in the state-run energy company Rosneft, as well as the controlling interest in oil company Bashneft. There was multiple drills this year inside the Russian central bank and other key financial institutions, ordered by Putin to learn how to take full control over the process of creating money and other key financial transactions. I am talking about a special place inside the central bank where all the major transactions, where all the magic is taking place, where transfer of big money and other key financial transactions is happening. I am talking about a special place inside the central bank where the Illuminati is making everyone very poor and making themselves super rich. Few months back we saw Russian investigators raided the Moscow office of PricewaterhouseCoopers. PricewaterhouseCoopers is the organization that has a direct control over the Russian central bank. PricewaterhouseCoopers is a strategic tool of the Illuminati to control the central banks and other key financial operations inside the country. Putin has crossed the red line. There is no way back to stability. Over the next few weeks, or I should say by the end of this year, we are about to witness the biggest privatization in Russia. And by the end of this year, we are about to witness Putin overtaking full control over the Russian central bank. Very similar situation to a military coup in Turkey will start happening in Russia very soon. Breaking News TV will keep you updated with the real news, where it's becoming increasingly hard to find it on YouTube. You can find all our best videos on Breaking News TV YouTube channel.
As of tomorrow, the renminbi will be considered by the international community as a freely usable international currency and will join the basket of the special drawing rights, together with the US dollar, the euro, the yen, and the British pound. The expansion of the SDR basket is a historical milestone for the SDR, for the fund, but more importantly for China and for the international monetary system. It is a significant change for the fund because since the euro, this is the first time that a new currency is included to that basket. It is an important step in the integration of the Chinese economy into the global financial and monetary system. The renminbi's inclusion reflects the progress made in reforming China's monetary, foreign exchange, and financial systems. The renminbi's inclusion reflects the progress made in reforming China's monetary, foreign exchange, and financial systems. Thank you very much.
Well, what will be the biggest impact of a full-fledged currency crisis right here in the United States?
Well, it's important for people to understand this because this is a much bigger deal than the mortgage crisis we saw in 2008. When the currency collapses, nearly everything else will collapse with it. Stocks, bonds, commodities, you name it. The US dollar will ultimately lose its status as the world's reserve currency, and people will reject the dollar for almost any alternative. When you destroy a currency, you destroy the entire economy. You destroy the whole nation. The middle class gets wiped out. The way you live, work, travel, retire, and invest in America, everything is going to change. Some of it's in ways most people can't even imagine.